This here is the Ulanzi MT79 and it is officially a light stand. However, for my needs, it's actually the perfect travel tripod. It's super compact, it's cheap, it extends to 2 meters long, it can be used as a selfie stick, and it's really got me wondering why more tripods aren't being produced of this sort of style. So today I want to show you its features and explain why I'll be using this rather than the more popular mainstream Peak Design travel tripod, for example, which I almost bought for $300, the aluminium version. Instead, I bought this one for just $30. So literally 10 times cheaper than the Peak Design travel tripod. Okay, so let's get into it. Quick disclaimer first, I'm not a professional filmmaker, I'm not a cinematography type person with lots of expensive camera equipment. I am a full-time YouTuber on my other channel, which is about web development. So I rarely film with a camera, I mostly do screen recordings, and mainly I need this for talking head videos for my home studio. The second thing is that I'm about to become a digital nomad. I'm about to leave my current home, which is Poland, and I think that for the next 1 or 2 years I'll be full-time traveling, right? So it's extremely important for me to have something that is space efficient, but also something that I can mount my camera on when I need to do a talking head video for my other channel. And also, I do want to start doing travel vlog videos. So that's going to be the use of this as well. All right, so that's enough talk. Let me show you how it actually works. First of all, we've got this red ring here that you twist to just loosen it up a little. And at that point, you can sort of put your finger in here to break apart the legs like this. And then you sort of just pull it like this or push this ring down and the legs extend. Then you can tighten it back up and now it's not going to move. The legs won't come back up. So we've got it standing, and then all you do to extend it is pull, okay? It's a telescopic pole, like many selfie sticks. And what's very impressive about this is that it's so easy to extend, and it goes all the way up to 2 meters, which is awesome for me. Personally, I find it a bit annoying. I'm not that tall, I'm 180 centimeters, which is around 6 foot or 5'11", and it really seems like most tripods are around 160 centimeters height on average. I want to have my camera at eye level when I talk to people. I don't want to be looking down as I am now, but that's because I'm filming on the ground to show you how things work. But usually if I'm standing up, I want my camera to be at eye height. So I really appreciate that this tripod is 2 meters long. That also means that it can be used as a selfie stick, and a very long selfie stick if you want. Just fold it up, fold it back up, lock the legs back in, tighten this ring, and then you can extend that and use it as a selfie stick. It is very comfortable to hold. It's not too thick at all. It's kind of reminds me of a katana. If you've ever held a katana and know the thickness of like the handle of a katana or any sword really, then it's kind of like that. And I can imagine holding my camera, the Sony ZV-E10, on the end of here quite easily. It's not going to be too heavy. It's not going to make my grip get tired because this is very comfortable, for me at least, right? Now, as I mentioned, I am a YouTuber and I mostly use a home setup where the camera is just behind my desk. I'm sitting at the computer and I need, you know, my face and a bit of my laptop shown. And I currently use a very small tripod. The tripod stands on my desk, and I use a couple of books underneath it to prop it up even more so that the camera is at eye height. And I've considered getting a classic 3-legged tripod as well, but this is much better. You know why? Because I don't have much space behind the table and the wall, right? So imagine a tripod. Let me show you this. Let's imagine that you have a table that is right up against the wall, right? And imagine putting a classic 3-legged tripod behind the table here. There's simply no space for those 3 legs in terms of width, in terms of area here. Even I can barely stand here. However, a tripod like this that is on one pole, I don't know if you could call it a monopod, because a monopod generally doesn't even stand on its own, right? What I was really looking for was something like this, a monopod that can stand on its own. And so we can simply put it on the ground here and then extend it behind the computer. And it doesn't take up any space. It fits easily right behind the computer, and I can mount my camera on top of here, and I have my studio set up in any kind of place, in any kind of Airbnb that I'm staying at. It doesn't need to be perfect. 10 centimeters between the wall and the table and it's fine. So those are the pros of this tripod. Now let's talk about the cons. Why don't more companies produce tripods that are like this? First of all, it's technically not a tripod unless it has a rotating ball head, right? So the top of this is just a 1/4-inch screw, which means that you can attach a ball head if you want, right? But right now, all it has is this kind of tilt back and forward functionality. It doesn't rotate, right? It doesn't rotate and it doesn't tilt from side to side. And because you can't regulate the length of each leg as on a classical tripod, it means that you have to use it on flat ground only. So if you're going to be outdoors, if you're going hiking in the mountains, this isn't a good option unless you add a ball head onto this so that you can control the tilt of your camera so that it's not, off the horizon. Maybe you can electronically fix that as well, but that's a little bit annoying. Or what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to be using a camera with a gimbal. I'm going to be using the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, which has a gimbal, and a gimbal means it's stabilized, right? It's always on the horizon. It's always horizontal. So it's not going to be an issue if the tripod is standing a bit off center like this, because the camera itself is going to adjust and stabilize and be horizontal. Now, if you're planning to use it with a phone, it's also not a problem. I've got this Ulanzi phone holder. It's the ST27. And this is a very good, solid, well-built thing as well. And it just screws into here. I really like that Ulanzi have added this little wheel here that allows you to screw something in without, rotating it on, right? If you're screwing a camera on, then it can be really annoying rotating the entire camera to screw it onto this screw. So this little wheel allows you to just hold it steady and it tightens up, and that's it. So if you're using one of these phone mounts and if you're recording off your phone with this tripod, then the tilt issue, the fact that it needs to stand on the flat ground, is also not an issue, because using this, you got forward and backward tilt. You've also got, using this part, you can tilt your phone however you want as well. So you're going to be able to find the horizon easily, and so the fact that the ground may not be flat is not a huge problem. But I imagine that, honestly, how many of us are really doing outdoor photography, cinematography? If you are, then yeah, you need a more professional tripod. But if you are a typical content creator who makes vlogs around the city, or has a home studio and you don't want a tripod that takes up a lot of space, then this is the one for you. So to summarize, guys, the Ulanzi MT79, very happy with this tripod, super compact, 10 times cheaper than the Peak Design travel tripod, and does most of the same things. You can add a ball head onto it. It's 2 meters long. It can be used as a selfie stick. You can walk around holding it, right? Then you can unfold it and put it down in like 10 seconds. It can fit behind a table easily in your home studio because it doesn't take up a lot of space with that triangular shape like most tripods. And I might add that as a little bonus, I can't help but seeing this kind of as a police baton type of thing. So if you do travel to some dangerous countries maybe, then I think that simply, some people might find this silly, but I think that holding this in kind of a weird situation can be sort of a deterrent for anyone who might be getting a little bit aggressive with you. Simply taking it out of your backpack if it's in the side pocket and just holding it in your hand, not doing anything aggressive, it's gonna make them think twice. So the bonus use is that it can be a self-defense tool in a critical situation. I think that's all. This is my first time doing a product review video, so let me know how it went. If you have any questions, leave a comment. Please leave a like if you found this useful, and you'll also find the links to buy this in the description. See you.